Hi guys, this is our podcast, and today we will be focusing more towards family, the topic of family, and then go more in detail about gender roles, and furthermore. So please watch longer to find out the questions and the answers by our team. So starting off, we'll go with Angel. How are caregiving responsibilities like children or elder care typically divided in your family? And do you think the division is fair across genders?
Um, for my family, my mom does the caregiving, like cooking and taking care of us, and my dad do the work. He earn money
Right.
to work, and I think the division is fair.
Division is fair. I think it's quite common in a lot of household, or at least back in the days. Now I think the current generation is more sensitive to all this gender inequality. So I think it's very common, unless anyone has any opposite of whatever Angel just said.
For me, in my family, caregiving, like looking after kids or elderly relatives, is also mostly done by my mom, which is, I think most of us are. And through the men help out only when it's needed. So
Right.
like maybe like our mom is sick or what. So honestly, it's not fully balanced yet, but I think it's slowly changing with the younger generation.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's like I mentioned, it's quite common that women does all the housework, whereas guys would do the physical activities
Yeah.
or working to provide for the family. I think we can all agree to that. Yeah. Okay. So moving on, I think we go with Liao. Have you or someone in your family ever faced challenges balancing paid work and caregiving duties? If so, what support was available?
就是在我小时候的时候，我刚出生的时候，然后我妈妈是要照顾我，所以她没有能够去上班。然后当时候国内好像那个产假还不是那么普及，那她就只能就是找我的爷爷奶奶来照顾我，然后就是这样。
I think I can sort of relate to you growing up with your grandparents longer than your parents. Yeah, it's somewhat similar, but yeah, thank you for your answer. So moving on to the third question, do you believe government or workplace policies like parental leave or flexible working hours are inclusive enough to support both men and women equally in caregiving roles? Why or why not? You want to go for this, Kylie?
I guess not really, because it's still quite looked down upon, especially for women after they give birth. I'm really glad that Malaysia is a little bit better in the situation where teachers have like 3 months of maternal leave, but the father wouldn't have any kind of maternal leave, whereas in like I think it's Norway or something, both parents can get maternity leave. The mother will of course get longer, and the dad I think can have like a month or something. So it's like in other countries it's more balanced this way, but still it's not inclusive enough towards the mothers and towards the dad, because having a child is not cheap. It's very expensive to have a child, and if you're going to like a private hospital, it's gonna cost very high, and the public hospital is different. And you know, I'm very glad that Malaysia it's still somewhat flexible when it comes to giving maternity leaves and allowing parents to take some time off from work to look after their baby, whereas like, and hospitals are still quite affordable, whereas like you can see like places in the US, like healthcare is so expensive, childcare especially so expensive. Just to give birth in a hospital, it can cost like a liver basically. So I'm really glad that in Malaysia it's still kind of okay, but there's definitely still some things that can be improved. And you know, I guess our government can consider having some sort of maternity leave for the dad as well, because the dad also needs to help out with the mom, because you know the mom's the one who's giving birth to the child, and she needs a break, and she can't do this alone, and you know that will lead to postpartum depression and whatever. So I feel like it's also important for the government to acknowledge the fact that the dad also has to be involved with the child, because you guys have the child together, not the mom by itself. So it's important for the government to recognize that, and maybe you know be a little bit more inclusive towards both parents. And in terms of the mother, I guess what we can do is to not be so pushy towards the mother, and like not.
Alright guys, we just finished shooting our podcast. It was so this is the team and this is the venue. Unfortunately, it has to be cut short as we were not allowed to film here, but we weren't aware about that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching our podcast again. This is the team. Thank you.